Well, this has been a long day in coming, and I want to thank each and every one of you, our men and women who serve our county, whether it's in the police department or fire and rescue or other county services, and all of your work. I want to take this chance also to thank all of you for everything that you do for Prince William County and for the citizens of this community. This memorial that will be constructed shortly using the artifacts from the World Trade Center behind us is really a testament to the men and women who work each and every day to protect all of us. That includes the men and women who serve in our military, whether it's here or abroad, and those who work each and every day to protect us here at home, especially those members of public safety, fire and rescue, and our police department. In 1992, Freedom Park behind us was dedicated to all of you who protect us. And in 2006, the Liberty Memorial, which was constructed to remember those who perished on 9/11, was dedicated. These remnants behind us, these artifacts behind us from the World Trade Center really complete that memorial. For the longest time, since 2006, we've had the reminder there of the 21 men and women who perished at the Pentagon from Prince William County. But there was never a piece of the World Trade Center. As some of you know, Mr. Jeff Simpson, who was a volunteer firefighter, went to the World Trade Center. He was there in New York that day, and during the course of rescuing others, was killed when the towers came down. And finally, at last, we've got some part of the World Trade Center that will be added to this memorial. We are going to be opening up the design of this park and the location of these artifacts to a public design competition. It will be open to all the members of Prince William County, as well as anyone who would care to submit a potential design from anywhere, frankly, in the world, will be able to do so. I'm privileged to be here with the senior members of the board, Mr. John Jenkins representing the Neabsco District, and Ms. Maureen Cadigan representing the Potomac District. Ms. Cadigan and I, as well as Supervisor John Stirrup, went to New York near JFK into a very large warehouse that contains these artifacts from the World Trade Center and selected these 4 giant steel columns, or approximately 20 feet in length. We were one of 800 communities on a waiting list. Most communities that have sought to obtain artifacts from the World Trade Center are unable to do so, especially artifacts of this size. So we're very lucky to have that happen. Without further ado, I do want to recognize my fellow board member, Mr. John Jenkins. John?
Thank you, Corey. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I know that you're all as proud as I am of our chairman and our delegation that went to pick these artifacts up and made the good, strong case for our county. I don't think that many counties had the type of leadership that we had in trying to pursue the procurement of the artifacts. And to Corey and Maureen and John Stirrup, we owe a debt of gratitude, and I thank you for all of the effort that you made in getting these artifacts down here. You know, when we first started working on our memorial garden over here, we were just trying to get the names of the people who had given their lives in combat over the years who were from Prince William County, and it evolved into a much more comprehensive memorial over the years. When we had the 9/11 incident up at the Pentagon, and we lost many civilian members of our community, as well as our military personnel that lived down here that were in the Pentagon. We built the other portion of the memorial in the shape of the Pentagon, And we had a free competition then on the design of the memorial. There's a piece of the Pentagon over there resting at that memorial. Now there will be a piece of the World Trade Centers where we lost our dear people that were involved from Prince William County in that tragic crash or destruction. And I just think this is going to complete the cycle for the memorial, and I thank all of you on the county staff that have worked so hard to help make this a success. Thank you.
Sure. Well, good morning, everyone. This certainly is a very, very special day for Prince William County, and an emotional day, too, because this is a reminder that we will never forget what happened on 9/11. And I was privileged, as the chairman said, to have traveled to New York and to the Port Authority in New Jersey to go through the building and to see the twisted police cars, fire cars, to see the damage that was done. And frankly, it was a very, very emotional time to touch these pieces and to remember loved ones. Many of us did have loved ones that were lost that day, including Jeff Simpson. But I also wanted to remember our chief, Assistant Chief Haddon Culp, who drove us in the fire van. And certainly we had Brendan Hannafin, who is our historical guru, who was with us and assisted us with the selection. And of course, Melissa Pecor. We had a wonderful experience. We went up in the morning. We went up after a board meeting about 4 o'clock. We spent the night. We came right back home. Our appointment was for 10 o'clock in the morning. But I want to say that this is a very, very special day. We are fortunate. Other jurisdictions are hopeful to get a piece of this. But thanks to our chairman and to John Sterup. John Sterup actually made a contact with a legislator in New Jersey that he knew, who helped us move this along. So this is a great day, and I hope that it will be, the architect will come on board pretty soon, and that we will have something spectacular once again to share with our residents in Prince William County. And thank you to all of our public safety for all that you do for us.
And representing the Brentsville District, Mr. Wally Covington. Wally.
Thanks. Apologize for being late. It's almost been 10 years. It seems like a long time, but it feels like a hole that still is there today, and I think it'll still be there for a long time. What this represents for all of us, I think, is a tangible reminder and for those that weren't born yet, that they'll be able to reach out and touch this. And I thank you all for that support that you've given this board in moving forward with this. This is not an easy thing to do in some ways, and so it takes all of us working together to make this happen. So thank you for your involvement and your commitment, and never forget. Thank you.
If there are any questions from any of the press here, we'll be happy to answer those. And afterward, if you would like to take a closer look at the artifacts, please feel free to do so. From here, they are going to be moved to the Public Safety Training Center in Bristow, where they will be securely stored until the design competition is complete and we start the construction process of the memorial. So, if there are any questions, we'd be happy to address those now. Yes, sir.
I kind of have a question about the plans. I'm understanding it's, the design firms are kind of, but what would you like to see for these? Like, how would you like to see these people put into the current street or something? Like, what would you like to see be the result?
Well, if you ask my wife, she'll tell you I've got the worst taste in the whole world. So I really don't know what it's going to look like. And when we went to the World Trade Center and we had an option of selecting one or all four of these, we thought that the best thing we could do is to take all four and leave it to the professional designers, those who want to design it and incorporate some or all of these artifacts. Now, if one of these beams is not ultimately used in the ultimate design for the memorial, we have considered, and we are going to be able to lease one, or essentially provide one to another government facility, probably a school facility, one of the new high schools. Potentially, we got Freedom High School in the east. We've got the new Patriot High School out in the west that's going to be opening this fall. So either one of those would be a prime location for one of these artifacts as well. I think that it's going to be important, as difficult as it might be, to incorporate the column or columns unchanged. We certainly would hate to see any of them cut up or otherwise manipulated. It would be a good thing to have it incorporated as a whole. So, any other thoughts on that? Or
No, I think that's right.
I don't think, as you can say, you can't bend it, and some people thought that perhaps we could. But we will put out an RFP. We are expecting a wonderful architect to do something very, very special, and we want the height. Excuse me.
okay, any other questions? Okay, thanks a lot, ladies and gentlemen. Please feel free to take a closer look at the artifacts.
Oh.